Welcome to season 2.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yay!
Wow.
Happy 2024. Happy 2024. And hope your guys' Januaries are going great. Currently, it is not January when we are recording this, but when this is released, it will be. So,
yes.
Yeah, and for those who are viewing on YouTube, you guys will be able to see we have some special guests here today.
Yes, can you please introduce?
Wait, we didn't introduce ourselves. Guys.
Lost the flow.
Yeah, I know we lost.
It's a break. Lost the flow.
True.
Wait,
it's
wait,
been a whole year.
You guys are rusty.
Wait, after like a certain point, we stopped introducing ourselves.
No,
we kept forgetting.
Stop.
We did.
No
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
No, we always said like oh my god.
No. We were good about it for like 2 episodes and then we stopped.
Okay. Maybe we
Anyways.
should start that again.
Yeah, new year, new us. So,
Yes.
hello everyone. I'm Edgy.
I'm Brittany.
I'm Lina.
I'm Eunice.
And I'm Judy.
Yeah.
So if you've watched season 1, basically Edgy, Brittany, and I, we're the hosts of Muk-jji-bba, and we have our 2 lovely guests here today,
Yes.
Lina.
And
Yeah.
I think you can probably tell that we are not where we usually film and
True.
record.
Yes.
We're actually on a little trip,
yeah.
winter break trip. And it's winter break because these 2 girls are in grad school.
Yay!
Wait, Lina, what are you in grad school for?
I am currently attending Berkeley Optometry.
Closer.
Oh, I am currently attending Berkeley Optometry.
Oh.
Wow,
optometry.
eye doctor.
For real, eye queen.
Yeah.
What about you, Eunice?
I am currently attending NYU dentistry.
Wow, teeth doctor.
Teeth queen.
Well, I think, Eunice, what's on your head right now?
I have a little headband and a little veil
And a little sash.
and a little sash.
And a little rock on your
and,
finger?
and a little rock.
A little. A big rock.
Can you zoom in later?
Sure. Just to make sure to zoom in. Yeah, crazy. So.
Yes, I am recently engaged.
Yeah.
To be married.
Crazy. On.
Wait, what?
I was like, you have to explain. You just- Anyways.
Yes, I am engaged to my fiance.
And who is?
Yes. I hope so.
That's how it works. Yeah.
Yes.
How has that been the past couple months or weeks?
Yeah, so we've been formally engaged since mid-October, so it's been 2 months now.
Has it really been?
Well, we've been in talks about getting married since like August, but formal engagement has been since October.
Crazy.
Yes, it's been a lot of wedding planning, and that's about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's crazy how nonchalantly you say this big milestone. in
Yes, it's a big
life.
life milestone, yes.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's probably a lot also because like you're in school and planning and like doing all of this just while you're in school. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot happening at once. I'm trying to survive school while also, planning a wedding.
yeah.
Thankfully, our families are taking the brunt of that labor. So thank you. If you're watching, my mom will watch. She
subscribed.
She actually just
Yeah.
subscribed to your YouTube channel.
Wow, new subscriber.
We reached 40 subscribers.
Oh my god.
You reached 40.
We reached 40 subscribers.
Congrats, guys!
Little wins.
Yeah. Yeah, on Monday, I actually went wedding dress shopping with my mom, and Brittany came along.
Yeah.
And afterwards, we treated Brittany out, for dinner and bingsu, dessert. And that was when we mentioned like, oh, we're gonna be recording for Muk-jji-bba. They have a YouTube channel. My mom didn't know this existed before that conversation, but she subscribed on the spot.
Wow.
So I'm pretty sure she'll be watching this.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I love you, mommy. Okay, let's move on now.
Okay.
So for both of you, it's been a full year and a half since you started grad school, and like us three don't really understand what that entails. Like obviously a lot of studying, but maybe just want to talk more about that.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever want to understand.
That's
grad
very
school
true.
life.
Yeah.
What are the pros?
Oh.
Yeah, because I know we always talk about the cons and how much of a challenge it can be, but yeah.
I think when I talk to my friends that work, and I talk about, I guess, the privileges that I have, is that post-grad life in some ways is different because we still get to continue school.
Yeah.
And I felt like for me at least, like in terms of like having to find community, I feel like since I'm in school, I'm already kind of given a community, whether I choose to accept it or not. But at least like school, you're surrounded by people constantly and like the same group of people that you're in class with, versus when you're in work, you kind of just do your own thing and you kind of leave and go home. And once you're home, you're kind of isolated, versus in class, you can't, I guess you could isolate yourself, but I would hope that you would talk to at least the person that sits next to you in lecture or something. Like you eventually find someone much quicker than I think you would at work. From what my understanding is about what work life is like.
No, yeah, I think that's so true. Yeah, I think that's really true.
Yeah.
What about you, Eunice?
I like learning, and it's great that I get to learn about dentistry in so much depth. I had something in mind, but I forgot. Not being financially responsible for yourself is kind of nice,
I don't know how to do taxes.
but
Neither do I.
that also, that's a double, sided coin, because that means we will be deep in debt.
Oh my.
We
Don't
are
even ask me
deep
the
in
numbers.
debt.
Do not ask me the numbers. I'm
yes.
in denial. Yes. Anytime I talk about the numbers, everyone cries for us.
Yeah, I think I would start crying.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's a lot of zeros. I would rather have be a plus in my bank account and not a minus.
Yeah, for sure.
But I trust you guys will be big baller eye doctors and teeth doctor.
Yes.
Or eye doctor and teeth doctor. Thank you for taking care of us.
In advance.
Yes.
Yep.
I hope that I am able to
You will.
become a doctor
Yes.
that is capable of taking care of you guys.
Goal is graduation.
For sure.
2026. Please.
That's crazy.
That's so soon.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is.
We're almost halfway through,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
crazy.
It is crazy because I felt like grad school started not too long ago.
No, yesterday you kept referring to last year, but she was talking about stuff that happened in college, which was 2 years ago for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that always happens to us too.
Yeah. And I think since I have like a graduation end date, I always think like, oh, by the time I graduate, I'll be 26. But that's such a weird concept to grasp because I feel like 26 and all I've done is school. Yeah.
I mean, it is very different in a lot of ways. I feel like by that age, like a lot of people have worked a couple of years already, but it's just, not bad.
Different timelines.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like aside from timeline, it's just like I'll be 26.
Period.
Period.
Even the thought of like, I mean,
yeah, we
Brittany's
haven't
birthday
even-
just passed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's the
yeah.
first
By the time
person.
we're-
She just entered her mid 20s, but the rest of us are early 20s, which is crazy.
How do you
Goodness.
feel?
Eunice, you're literally turning 24 very, very soon.
Yeah, but
she
it's
has yet
it's in a whole
to-
different calendar year.
Girl, you're getting married soon.
Yeah.
Like,
True. You're hitting the greatest milestone of all time.
You really got nothing to say, girly.
oh no, yeah.
I'll say it after we record. Sure. I'll say what I want to say after.
Sure. Well, I guess then we said like the pros of being in grad school. What would you guys say is like other than studying?
Yeah, just like some unexpected struggle that you encountered.
Yeah, and just like, like for us, we experienced postgrad. while working, like I guess kind of being pushed to really adult, but what does that look like while you guys are still in school, maybe? If that's like challenging at all?
Apart from the difficulties of studying, one thing that I was surprised and wasn't expecting is the fact that when you're a student, it's not like I mean, I guess it depends on like your class schedule and whatever, but it's not like a 9-to-5 job. Right now I have a lot of evening classes, and I have a lot of morning classes, which means that like all my friends in like where I live during school, their schedules don't match up with mine. So I cannot hang out with people. Like it's very rare when I get to hang out with people, and I can't join like a church small group or anything because they're always during the week and I have exams on Friday mornings. So that's just not a wise decision in terms of my GPA. So that's something I didn't expect to struggle with, but was really inconvenient this time so far.
I think mine is also along the same lines in terms of like, obviously the friends I have in school, I hang out with them the most because I spend the most time with them, inevitably, because we're like how grad school, at least with Berkeley optometry, our class size is so small that we take basically every single class together. Like you don't get to not see these people every day.
Right.
Yeah. So whether you like it or not, you'll see you'll see your classmates every day. So like those people obviously like I see every day, but the other people I meet outside at church or like even people I happen to meet through mutuals or whatever, I feel bad because I'm always like, they're always like, oh yeah, like let's grab lunch, like let's grab dinner, like let's hang out, like let's do something. I'm like, oh yeah, totally. But realistically, like if I'm not at school, then I'm probably studying for an exam. Yeah.
It's just like, I think timing, right? Like basically in the end, it's like timing.
Yeah, I think the type of leisure is not the same. Yeah. As a student, you don't have the like you have the leisure of being able to just be a student and focus on studying and learning. But you also don't have the leisure to do anything else outside of being a student.
That makes sense.
Because when you're working, you can dictate your time however you want. But when you're a student, you're under the whims of your program.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Another difficulty, I guess, would be, we talked about this earlier, having to retain information in your head.
Oh, yeah.
An undergraduate, I could care less about my plant physiology class that I took with Eunice my senior year. I don't remember a single thing from that class except the teacher had mad biceps.
I remember this.
No, actually, I remember this.
He would slick back his hair and like dramatically do it like this.
He was not young either.
No. He was. Is this inappropriate? Is it inappropriate to say on this podcast?
What?
Eunice and I would low-key be like, dude, he kind of a dilf.
No, he was.
You guys can edit this
He
out later,
100% was.
He was a dilf, bro. Like Eunice and I, when we Googled him, he was so much older than we had anticipated. We thought he was like in his 40s. This man is straight up like
But
60s at least.
But the wild thing is, he knew he was a DILF. Because remember, the first class we went, he had long hair. Like, you know, men usually don't have shoulder length hair. We
Like beachy long hair.
Unsuspecting students entering, just trying to, you know, get in, get out. This man pulls up to the front of the room and he's tying his hair back and goes, flexing his arms in the process.
But he got mad biceps, and he wears like a shorter, tight, like short sleeve T-shirt, so you can see everything. Like it be like
but
unless you're staring at the floor.
It wasn't that we were seeing everything; he was showing everything.
Yeah, he definitely was looking. I remember his name, but I won't say it out loud.
Maybe not say the
we won't do
name.
that.
Yeah.
But yes.
Dang.
Where was this going?
But you don't
Retaining
remember
knowledge.
anything from that class.
Yeah, I don't remember. See, clearly the only thing I remember from that class is my professor and the jokes that I made with Eunice in class. I don't remember any of the contents. But the thing about grad school is that you don't get to toss out the stuff that you learned from the previous semester or the previous year. You have to retain it because it just stacks on top of each other and on top of each other. Yeah. And I think the pressure of this grad school being a doctorate program is that eventually this is how you take care of your patients. So if you don't know it, you can't take care of your patient properly, and you can probably get sued.
Yeah, but
or kill someone.
Even more so is that we can't wait until graduation to practice. We will both be practicing under our programs before we graduate
This summer.
So we need to this summer we'll both be starting in clinic. So we need to be ready now, which is crazy because we've only been in this program for a year and a half.
So how have your guys' study habits changed from undergrad to grad?
I feel like for Eunice, it probably changed drastically.
No, my study habits is that I study now.
She did not study in college.
I'm dead.
If anyone out there is trying to go into a medical professional school, just don't listen. Cover your ears. Because I did not study in undergrad.
Yeah, here she is, everyone.
She's a genius.
Yes.
I am not a genius. No.
Well,
Well,
to some extent you are because you didn't study, but you
made
graduated and you are in a great
Okay,
grad program.
let me be clear. I always paid attention and took notes, but I hate memorizing things. So I would understand things, but I just really do not like memorizing
I'm
things.
the opposite.
yes.
I just like cramming, or I can do memorizing things well, but sometimes with certain things, I feel like the way you're understanding and processing and able to re-explain it, I wouldn't be able to do it in the same way because I'm just straight memorizing some of the stuff.
Do you think the memorizing portion comes from your music background though?
I do think so, but I think since I did music since I was young, I'm used to just memorizing things very quickly.
Yeah.
So I think that aspect I can retain.
Yeah.
But I also mentioned this earlier, but it's with music, at least if you memorize the front end and the back end, the middle part is kind of guided by your muscle memory and the amount of practice you did. No matter how long I stare at a piece of paper, I'm not gonna memorize it just in the same way. It's not
That's
as
true.
easy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm staring at the paper, I'm like, oh my god, and that's all I can think.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But context, Lina and I studied music undergrad. That's how we
My
met.
school likes to milk it, actually.
Really?
The fact that you're an
I was
unconventional
Yeah, I
student.
have an unconventional background, I guess. They absolutely ignore the part that I still did biology, and so I still have a science background.
Yeah.
But anytime there's so the school does mini school tours for students that are interested, and we have student leaders, I guess, that give these incoming potential students tours around our school. And something that one of our admin people, he also is a part of it, he always says, he's oh yeah, you don't have to do a science major. One of our students currently, she was a music major and she's here. Mind you, I still did all the prereqs, so you don't get to just not do the basics. But they really like to milk it out. They're oh yeah, you can do music and still be here.
They make it sound like it's an easier option, but it's not, because you have to do everything plus your major.
Right.
Yeah, I did more work, but I think COVID kind of helped because I didn't have to run across campus to manage my time. I got to manage my time behind a desk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Edgy?
I just thought Lina is the diversity of the school that
Yes.
they're very proud of.
The academic diversity, not the racial diversity.
I see.
Yeah, I think our class ratio, I don't know how it is for NYU Dental, but for us, it's 80% women.
Oh.
And yeah, in our class of 61, I think 10 guys are there and the rest are all girls.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And then the majority of us are Asian.
For us, it's pretty 50-50 in terms of male-female. Slightly more female, but I think that's just the dentistry field in general is more women dominated. And then in terms of ethnicities and race, I would say it's pretty diverse. But just the city of New York is very diverse.
True.
But I was surprised because there's so many Koreans at NYU.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of straight from Korea.
Yes, in my group practice alone, there's a little less than 30 of us. I think there's 6 or 7 of us who are ethnically Korean.
Oh wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. And we're all, because it's like Korean last names all start with the same letters, we're all sitting in a string together.
Right. Yeah.
Something else I was a little curious about, because I feel like when we think about grad school, we focus on like studying and things, but the both of you guys had to move to a completely new city, and I was wondering how, like, do you ever feel like that part is difficult in just adjusting to, because you're so much just focused on studying, is that like not really as blaring?
I think my story is a little less interesting, so I'll go first. But I actually grew up on the East Coast, and my godmother lives in New Jersey. So we would often drive down like several times a year. So it's actually, New York City is not very, like, it's not a big deal for me compared to like what it would be for other people. So culturally, like, I'm, well adjusted. I did a lot of touristy things in New York City when I was a kid, so I don't really feel the need to go out and explore. And in terms of like friendships and community, because I grew up in Massachusetts, like so many people, they end up in New York City. Even people from LA, so many people from LA end up in New York City. Yeah. I run into so many people from my childhood and from like college in the city, like several times. So I think it's okay for me. And especially now that my fiance has moved to New York, it's a lot better.
So many people. Okay, I just have to say, any of the Seraphim fans out there, you'll know. So many people. Anyways, Lina.
I think it's a little different for me. I was born and raised in SoCal, and the furthest I had ever moved, from San Diego, furthest I moved was to go to UCLA. Mm-hmm. So not far at all. Yeah. And even then, I'm like moving to grad school. I'm still in California, just the north part of it and not the south part of it. I guess I'd never been to NorCal other than to do like band related stuff. So this was my first time really looking at NorCal. And I think the San Diegan me didn't have any expectations going into NorCal. But I think also, I'm sure there's a ton of people that love Berkeley and the Berkeley area. I think I'm just not one of those like, oh yeah, like Berkeley, like woo. I think it also is because before I was moving there, I was prefaced with a lot of be carefuls regarding like cults and like just the area. Now being there, like, I think like even like the homeless people there and like other things, it doesn't bother me anymore. I like, people always ask me like, oh, like, how is it so dangerous, like blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, to be honest, I just walk past them and I don't really notice. They don't really aggravate you unless you like instigate something with them. Unlike, I feel like LA homeless people kind of come at you for no reason anyways. Yeah. So that aspect is different. I think in terms of school and like doing things outside of school, since Berkeley is such a college town, everything's very walkable, and they have NorCal, at least between Berkeley and SF, there's good public transportation that LA doesn't really have. Right. So I think in that aspect, it's very convenient for students to do stuff. Yeah, but I haven't really explored. I think if I was an undergraduate student, it would have been very different. But I think as a graduate student, I don't have as big of an inclination to do certain activities.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys can you guys see yourselves settling in the area that you guys are currently in right now, in like for the future?
Absolutely not.
Well, thank the Lord, because that means y'all will be back.
Yeah.
Come back.
I mean, at most, maybe work there like a year or two.
For sure.
Just because I won't be picky with my job straight out of graduating. I feel like that's not really an option I have. But overall, long-term goals, no.
Like not even like San Francisco?
No.
Amazing.
No.
I just want to come back home to my family and friends. I've lived on the East Coast long enough. My life. It's time to move on.
Yeah, for sure. Thank God.
And the city, like, don't get me wrong, New York City is exciting, but it's nasty. So I just can't. I don't want to breathe the air there anymore.
Yeah, San Francisco's also kind of gross.
Oh yeah.
Granted, the street I walked on isn't known as the best street either. Most people avoid it if they can. But I walked past there with a bunch of church people because we were going to go eat pho. And there's just poop all over the floor. Like human poop, not even like animal poop. Yeah.
Well, we welcome you back with open arms.
No poop.
Depends.
LA is getting there.
Oh,
That's true.
Yeah.
See,
It actually
I
is.
guess within the year and a half that I've been gone, lots have changed.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But yeah, and NorCal's too cold for me. Like I wear thermals and I wear a hoodie and I wear a padding and I'm still cold.
That's actually wild.
And that's pretty pathetic of me because it doesn't even snow in NorCal. It just rains.
We've already had our first snowfall in New York.
Oh.
But it didn't stick to the ground. But it was like on my way to school, it was snowing.
Oh, speaking of snow, I had this conversation with church people. I don't think I've ever seen real snow fall. Because like the only snow I've ever gone to see really is Big Bear. But that's like lake water being sprayed.
Yeah, for sure. Wait, what do you mean? Like it didn't touch the ground?
It didn't stick.
What do you mean?
So it
Didn't
melts.
snow as
See,
Immediate-
our
like as a
SoCal,
contact.
our SoCal,
Yeah.
SoCal butts don't.
Yeah, I don't really.
Yeah,
what
there's
that
many different types of snow. Like there's that white fluffy snow, which is nice, like the hour it lands, but especially in the city, it'll get muddy and brown. I mean, it hasn't been an issue so far because global warming, huh? But yeah, it gets muddy and nasty. If it's super cold, like overnight, it'll freeze and it'll be like rock hard ice.
Yeah.
But
one's
yeah,
dangerous,
thankfully,
right?
New York.
That one's dangerous. The hard
In
one.
what way? Like
You slip.
well, that's black ice.
Oh, what?
Which it's just like invisible. It's just like a layer of ice on the asphalt that you can slip on. But I think just because it's a city, snow isn't as much of an issue because it's like so hot. But like in contrast to where I grew up, it would snow like several feet at a time. Yeah.
This also reminds me of a conversation we had yesterday about how Eunice was sharing that she would get excited when it like snows because they would get like snow days off of at school.
I had so many snow days as a kid.
And typical SoCal fashion, Brittany responds,
Well, we had wildfire days.
Which is such a different vibe because snow is pleasant to watch as it falls down, and she was anticipating fire.
Yeah, just like, red skies, smoky air.
Yeah.
we had that in undergrad though. I don't know if you guys remember. Yeah.
We did, yeah.
Oh,
I had to run and grab my
every
instrument.
other year, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess speaking of undergrad, we all like obviously went to the same college and lived together for a full year. I was just curious, are there any funny stories? It's like,
So many.
I know there are, but one that like really sticks out to you.
Oh.
I don't have an answer myself, but yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, okay. Sorry. I talk about this with Brittany like relatively often, but it cracks me up every time I think of it. But our room structure was Eunice, Brittany, and I were roommates, and all three of us, even though we were in one room, lived very different lifestyles. We were
But it worked.
Yeah, it worked. But we were all very different. And so we all were relatively early risers, but we all had different alarms set. And I think it really, really showed our personality. First of all, what alarm we chose and also what we did exactly once it rang. So my case, I usually set it to 7 a.m. every morning, and I had just a generic iPhone preset alarm, like the like that one.
Wow, thank you for saying it.
So I had that, and I also didn't want to wake any of them up, and also just to get myself up ASAP, I would literally bolt up as soon as the ring turned off and proceed with getting ready and stuff. And then Brittany's would ring at around the same time, I would say, but hers was Hey Tayo, which is theme song by ENHYPEN. But
The first time it rang was traumatizing. Genuinely, we were not expecting that.
No, I was literally like, what is going on? And then I think Eunice described it perfectly. Do you remember what you said? You were like, I felt like the ceiling was crashing down on me.
Did I say that? I thought you said that.
Oh, really? I genuinely can't remember.
No, I think you said it. I remember.
Yeah, it genuinely felt like the ceiling was crashing down.
Yeah.
Also, our bed was not stable.
No.
So Brittany and I shared a bunk, and I was on the top bunk.
Yeah.
But it's like it was a hand-me-down, and it was
missing
rickety.
a couple screws when we were building it.
Screws.
Yes.
And we built the top bunk 180 rotated from the like in relation to the bottom bunk, so the screw holes for the bottom of the ladder were not there. So
You're right.
yeah, so I
always-
spent the entire year swinging as I climbed up.
Wow.
But yeah, so because it was the first night we all slept together, and I'm like feeling a little nervous because this bed, like I don't know how long if it'll last the whole year and support me. Like genuinely, Ajay and I had concerns about Brittany not being able to it would just land on her.
Oh no.
But yeah,
Thank God nothing happened.
Praise the Lord.
yeah, but I heard it below me. But then when I wake up, I feel the ricketing around me. And I think Edgy was also waking up, but her bed was like behind my head.
Yeah.
So I felt like everything around the room was just crumbling down. It was so scary.
Yeah, it was that first moment. And honestly, every moment after that, never got used to it. But yeah,
And
so
it's
that
funny
was-
because we expressed how much it was scary to wake up to, and she didn't change it. She didn't even try for one day.
But honestly, I like. Do you still have that as your? Okay, great. Honestly, it was good because if I was still kind of drowsy, it got me awake.
The job that it was supposed to do, which was to wake me up.
But it did the
Exactly.
job for all three of us.
Yeah.
At least y'all woke up at similar times.
Yeah. So Brittany, I think as the year progressed, she snoozed it more often as the year progressed. And then Eunice, it really depended what point of the quarter it was. Her wake up schedule. And so So I think in the beginning of the quarter, it was relatively consistent. She would snooze also a good amount of times, but it was funny. It was I always forget what praise song it was. It was
You wake up
I
to
don't-
praise music?
yeah,
Hail the King.
Yes, that was my alarm. Not anymore, but it was.
and it was really faint. So I would just hear the and it would like slowly crescendo.
Wait, why was it faint? Is it because your phone was like you were lying on top of it or something?
No, I think I don't think it was under my pillow. I'm not
Why
sure.
was it faint?
I think actually my old phone had audio issues. That's why. Sometimes it just didn't go off.
Yeah. But yeah, sometimes, it was pretty faint. And so she would also snooze a couple times. But then there were other mornings when I would sometimes be the first one, or I thought I was the first one in the apartment to wake up, but I noticed Eunice is not in the room. And I wake up to this glorious smell of like buttered toast.
Bacon!
And bacon.
Yes.
And it's like 7 a.m. and I'm like, wow.
And then you like you open the door, and then you
I didn't realize this was a shared experience for you guys. It was
It's funny because Edgy and Brittany and I were literally talking about this like last week or something. I don't know why, but they'd be like, like the air was foggy, and I'm like, oh my god, you're so right.
like entering a
I'm so
mystical
sorry,
forest
everyone.
or something.
I think it's just a key memory, at least for me as well, because I don't eat breakfast.
Right.
So to smell breakfast food in the morning just like alarmed me. Not alarm. It smells good, no doubt. I just don't.
It was good.
It's just not a food that I make. So when I wake up and smell it, I'm like, Eunice is awake.
She's awake early today.
Yeah, literally. And so I honestly think that's one of the most memorable things.
Yeah, and kind of building off of that, whenever I would wake up, I think the funniest thing was just So I'm the bottom bunk, right? And Edgy usually wakes up the earliest out of the three of us, and she's just like right next to my bed. She's
Stretching. I know exactly what you're talking about.
her mat is just there, and she's just like doing all these weird stretches.
As someone who's coming from the other room and the door is open, sometimes I walk out to the hallway and I see it across the room and I choose to turn into the kitchen.
Yeah, that's like the first thing I see when I wake up.
But also that bedroom was only big enough, like the empty floor was only big enough for just that mat.
Yeah.
So she took up the whole room when she was doing that.
Yes.
I do remember.
Yeah, I tried to finish before you guys woke up, but I just couldn't. So thank you guys for walking around me.
But she is the most flexible out of all of us, so
Yes.
clearly it pays off.
It does.
Yes.
Stretch, guys. Stretching is very important. So funny. What about you guys?
Yeah.
I feel like with Brittany, it's walking out and seeing the Skittles and coffee in the morning and her laptop on her laptop stand.
Yes.
And just the silence and then the look at each other across the kitchen and the table and you're just like, good morning. And then with Eunice, it's when you laugh too hard, you tear up. And we have a little album of it. And it's still in our little shared album. And
I cry easily.
Yes.
She does.
It's just cute how there's like little streams of tears that come down your face when you laugh too hard, enjoy yourself too much. And the stretching one is for me as well, for Edgy, because I would walk, the way our rooms are structured is that Judy and I were in the other room, and you kind of have to go down a hallway to get out to see their room. But from that hallway and straight into the room when the door was open, I just see Edgy.
Yeah.
Like in the most complex like her legs are she's extremely flexible. Like this was a fun fact I learned about Edgy after I've known her for the 4 years because we were in the same small group together. I did not know Edgy was flexible until we lived together.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Judy, we basically do everything together in college. So
I think honestly, because of music school and then like our like going to the same church and everything, I feel like we did do so much together.
and we also lived together before we all lived together in the same apartment during COVID.
Yeah.
So I think
we were pretty used to each other.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Eunice, do you have any particularly notable memories from the apartment?
Every day was so fun. But okay.
It really was though.
But the fact that it was just their turn reminds me of when I had COVID with them. That was a fun like 2 weeks.
I was the only survivor when
Eventually,
everyone it swept through everyone. Yeah.
But initially it was us three in the room in lockdown together, and we had a balcony that we could see into each other's rooms. And I just remember looking out the window
And
with
yearning.
the three of them, and we yearned each other across the windows.
That first night was just you two. And then I remember looking through our window into your room with Brittany and Edgy.
Oh yes.
But then the next night I was on the other side quarantining with them.
yeah.
We're very sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But it was really fun.
I'm sorry because I think I was the first one to.
You're right. You were.
It was so tragic. We were
this
playing a
was-
board game together on the
It was
floor.
a card game. Was it like
No, bananagrams, right?
We were playing bananagrams.
Yeah.
Literally in a circle. We were literally in a circle, so close to each other.
Yeah.
Like
And
this
then-
close to each other.
No, if not closer, because we were in a circle.
But at this point,
We're together, basically.
we didn't know.
Yeah.
We just took a test, and none of us had
Was
really
it
had
weekly testing required at UCLA at that point?
For
not
music school.
For music school,
You're
I
right,
had
right.
since I was playing my instrument. I don't know if it was required for you
technically
at
not
this point.
really, but I think I still did
Did it
because
just
I
to
was
make sure,
my
yeah.
major.
Yeah, but for me, since we were playing instruments, even through cutout masks,
Yeah.
I had a little cut mask, and I had to like put my reed through the
Yeah.
hole, and I was like,
That's crazy.
It doesn't work.
It literally
Yeah,
does not
I
work.
bet.
But we had to take weekly tests. So of this week, I think this test came out a little later because at this point, Brittany and I got our results back together.
Yes.
And then as soon as the result came out,
It's just funny.
We just scattered like
it literally
cockroaches.
became dead silent.
No, because Brittany was like, "Oh, our test came through," and
Brittany's
everyone's
like,
like,
"I'm negative."
Yeah, we were really nervous. 'Cause it
Yeah.
wasn't- and then Brittany goes, "I'm negative." You're like, "Guys, I'm negative." We're like, "Yeah,
Everyone
yeah."
said I'm negative. I'm negative.
And Lina went,
And we were like, and then we were literally in complete
no.
shock.
And I was like, "Okay, guys, let's go to our rooms," and then we just dispersed.
Yeah, like so fast.
And then they went out
to try and get like
try to
other
get
tests. Yeah.
rapid COVID tests because at this point,
Joseph helped too.
oh yes,
Yes.
This was like, was it this? I feel there were so many instances we had to do this. I feel like,
Yeah, true.
yeah,
That was the first time, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
yeah.
Crazy.
And then I slept with a mask on the entire night because
Yeah, so
Judy
did
was trying
I.
to convince me that she had COVID.
Yeah.
But at this point,
right.
I was like, you could potentially not.
Mm-hmm,
And I was like, don't come near me. And she's like, no, I already have it. And I was like,
Yeah,
you literally
because-
don't.
Because we went to retreat together and we literally slept in the same bed at the hotel. So it's like, there's no way that I don't if she has it.
We also
So-
share all our drinks. So
Yeah.
it
We
makes
literally
sense,
got
but-
Starbucks because it was at the Point Loma campus and they have a Starbucks on campus. So we're drinking Starbucks throughout that weekend. So we're like sharing drinks and stuff. So I was like, there's just no way that I don't. But we slept with the mask on just in case and then
Alas.
positive.
But Eunice brought her mattress over to our room.
Yeah, we pulled it off my top bunk and dragged it over to their room, plopped it in the middle of their floor, and that's how we spent like 2 weeks together.
Yeah.
That was
Crazy.
great.
It was so weird for Brittany and me during that time period. Nothing felt real.
Yeah. It all felt like a fever dream because I remember Eunice was feeling a little under the weather.
Yes.
And she was like, oh, but then she took the test and it was negative. And she was
Right.
like, oh, like, thank God, I'm okay. And then it was pie auction, like that day.
Oh,
And then
I was not having it that day.
I know you were really out of it.
Yeah.
And I got pied that day, and I remember you like washed my hair and everything. And then that next day, you're like, oh, you tested positive. I was like, oh, fudge.
She touched my hair.
She
It's
washed
crazy
it for
because
me.
we slept together for like a whole night when I was sick,
Yeah.
and you guys were fine.
Yeah, we were.
That's
Brittany
crazy.
ended up getting it like a
That was
week
Way later though.
way later.
Way
I was like
later.
was
a
it
couple
way
Because
months
when we
later,
got it,
I
it
feel
was
like.
closer to February.
Right.
Yeah. Crazy. We had this whole routine where we'd like text each other and be like, okay, it's clean now. You can
Yeah.
come out.
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
come out, do the like cook our food,
Yeah.
do our dishes, Clorox everything, go back in our room, be like, okay,
Like,
you guys
yeah.
can come back out and do your thing.
Yeah.
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 We watched a lot of movies.
We did. We watched Coco.
I remember the picture you guys took of me watching.
Oh, yes. Oh, she looked like a little kid, like like really like sitting really close to the TV, and she's just like,
Apparently, they called my name multiple times because they wanted me to smile with them for the selfie. But I literally did not hear them at all.
I even said your Korean name multiple times.
I genuinely did not hear. I was so engrossed in the film. Great movie, by the way. I cried.
Didn't you
As I
also
always do.
have pigtails?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah,
At
my
that
hair was
time?
super short back then, so the only way to keep it out of my face was like really stubby pigtails because it was too. It wasn't long enough to pull back all the way back.
This was when the pigtail started, right? Like when you wore it more consistently throughout senior year, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
I just wore pigtails for that one quarter because my hair was really short.
Well, I forgot about that. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Didn't we also watch like
We watched a lot of movies.
Was
Oh,
it
Abbott
Elementary?
Elementary Fire Show.
Yeah,
If you
so
haven't watched
good.
it, please watch it.
so good?
Especially if you like The Office.
Best strokes.
Yeah. Dang.
That's all 2 years.
Oh, I know 2 years.
2 years ago.
Wow.
What do you guys think it would be like if we lived together now?
Fun. It'd be so much fun.
Obviously, but do you guys think it would be much different than before?
I think so.
Why do you think so?
Because everyone's so busy now with like adult responsibilities.
That's true.
Yeah, and I do think the conversations we would have would be very different.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
College, you worry about a lot of in retrospect, not so important things.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But it felt really important then.
Yeah. But that's at every single stage of your life.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's less worrying about. It's like a lot about worrying about yourself, of course, but it's a lot about like the people around you, the things that happen around you. Yeah, it's like not really always about us. I feel like when we're adults, it's like we have just like more to talk about and like share about ourselves.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be more interesting to live together now, though, because now that we do have our own separate like circles outside of the apartment, there'd be more to talk about and bring back home.
So true.
Because even now, there's so much to bring back and like catch up on now versus in college. Like you always kind of see each other some way or another because we were kind of in the same groups or like orgs or churches. So it's like you kind of know about, I like know about it to ask about it later. But I have no like foundation to even ask a question here. It's just like, how have you been?
Yeah.
Is like the
That's
starter.
very true.
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
But I think you guys would be the only people I think I could live with in like a larger group setting again, because I live alone now and nothing will take that away from me. But I think if we were to end up living together again, although she got a new roommate.
Forever roommate.
Forever roommate.
But I think we
Forever
got along
roommate.
so well while we lived together that I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah.
I think going into it I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
Honestly, same.
That's true. The five of us were not close before we moved in together.
Like maybe Judy and I were the closest in terms of like relative comparisons,
Yeah.
but not even at that point, I don't think.
But like Brittany.
Oh, that's true.
But, like,
we
as a
lived
group of
together, too,
five-
sophomore year.
Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
just
as a
kidding.
group of five, we
collectively,
yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Cut.
It's fine. Yeah. But yeah, I think it was just like for Lina and I think we did talk about it a lot when we lived together during COVID, like junior year, and it was like we didn't really know everyone's living styles. We weren't close to you guys. We really did not know what to expect. We're like, oh my god, like what if they're like super anal about like this and this? But yeah, it just worked out so well. I remember everyone around me, like all the younger people and everything, they would ask me like, how are you guys so close? Like, were you guys always this close? Like, what is it? And I was just like, I don't know. Like, it just works, honestly. It's crazy.
For me, it's so easy to earn my respect because you just have to do what you're responsible for. And everyone, like lifestyle and personalities in terms of friendships are two different things, but everyone was so good at doing like their weekly chores or whatever that I came to respect everyone as individuals a lot. And I'm sure it was somewhat mutual thought. So living together breaks down a lot of walls just from the fact that you see each other all the time, like, you know, in your private sphere. So yeah, that was great.
I thought of another memory. One's a snack, one's a like a action. The snack is the Trader Joe's truffle cheese puffs. We used to buy those for each other. Like, and so at one point we had like 3 bags in the house because each of us would all buy one and bring it home. Be like, I bought it home.
The knockoff Takis too.
Oh, the knockoff Takis too from Trader Joe's. Basically any Trader Joe's snack.
Yeah.
And the other one was if we were if we were like some of us were sitting at the kitchen dining table area, based on how someone's opening the door with their keys and what noise is coming out from their keys, you can kind of tell who's coming home. Yeah. Or how they opened the door. Yeah.
I remember that.
The little things.
Yeah. Crazy.
So now that we are, you know, in 2024 or will be in 2024, how do you guys feel and what is your guys' mindset / vision / goal kind of going into 2024?
Survive.
That's a good one. I want to
is.
survive too. In terms of my personal life, oh, are you okay?
You said me too.
Yeah.
We all do.
We all do.
Yeah.
That's true.
Survival is, is how the world functions.
It really is.
Let's cut this one too.
Anything.
Too depressing. Cut.
For school, survive, especially because halfway through 2024 we'll both be is going to be a lot more real and a lot scarier because it's not just ourselves, but we're responsible for other people, and that's always really scary. For my personal life, I'm getting married.
Wow.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Anything beyond survive, Lina?
Not really.
Love that. Well, no worries.
My academic life is all that revolves currently.
Right.
What about survive and thrive?
I feel like it's might be hard.
I feel like I've been trying.
Survival itself is just really difficult.
Survival is hard.
Maybe surviving is thriving.
Honestly, that's what I was thinking,
Yeah. Other aspects of my life is boring, so I just let it stay stagnant as it is.
The end result, no matter what, like someone who survives grad school versus someone who thrives in grad school, they'll end up with the same degree.
That's true.
Yeah. True. Well, yeah. Well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
And thanks for being on our podcast.
Yay.
Thanks for having us.
Fun.
Have fun.
Yay.
Feels like the old times again.
I know. Well, the way that we end every episode is we all go and say thanks for listening. So I'll start us off today.
Yes.
Thanks for listening.
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 Bye.